tonight. Why not? Because I don't feel like it. I don't feel great.
Oh, little baby's already started.
Yep, yep. The little baby's already started, and I dropped my goddamn charger. Hang on a second. And everything's backwards tonight because I don't feel like using the regular camera tonight either. So, just all in all, it's a shitty day for everybody. Enjoy. There you go. That way, there's some guns in the corner. See how many come in while I'm doing this. Everything's pointing the wrong way. Everything's backwards. I ate something and it's really not sitting well. Guys, what is up? Yeah. Wait for people to come in before we get going on anything. Hey, here, you can watch me unbuckle my pants. Learn that move from my mommy. So anyways, come in, say hi, say hello, say what's up. Bro, the Match X is kind of crazy. Thanks for putting me on, bro. Oh, did you get yourself one? Did you manage to get yourself one? Man, the wall looks like shit tonight. I only put up the guns from one side of my setup. Although I got some of them done up. You got like the Rock Island, which I put the can you say one more time? The lights, laser, bazooka, and shit on it. Did I have a good weekend? It was alright. Worked my first gun show. It was terrible. All the vendors said it was their worst show of the year. I did buy a Dan Wesson Razorback. Is that a Ruger Mark IV with the scope? Yes, it's a Ruger Mark IV Target with a full-on Mandalorian-style Star Wars body kit on it. Springfield XDM Elite 10mm is a good gun. They're fine. It's not my first go-to for a 10mm, but they're fine. They're solid. They run. They do the job. Looks like Han Solo's gun. It's modeled after Bill Burr's from The Mandalorian. Han Solo's gun was a C96 broom handle. Yeah, we're only going to go a couple hours tonight. I just don't feel right. Trying to figure out why. Come in, say hi, everybody kiss my ass. Look at that eye, just wandering off into the wild blue yonder. I got nothing better to do tonight, guys. What's up? Thoughts about the expensive Lago Alien. The Lago Alien is fun. It's fine. It's not really... It's more of a status to own that gun than it is to have a competent shooting gun. You're going to keep the DWX? Yeah, my buddy actually already started distressing it, and he said the finish is absolutely horrendous, so he's going to have a hard time distressing it. Mexican, that's because I didn't put one up until like 7:45. I forgot to do that one. I was thinking of having an AR-15 Stolt bolt action Sippenberg. Do I know anything about them? So Bear Creek Arsenal does interesting stuff. They do novel ideas like the side charging AR stuff and the bolt action AR-15. Give it a shot, man. It's bolt action, so it's not like it's going to be handling high speed functionality, so you're not going to have to worry much about that. I'm sure it'll work fine. People get in here. People show up now. We want to have Time to talk to you. Time to talk to you. Yeah. Any other based 2011 guns you've got, preferably same mags as the Match X? The TSOS stuff, the Night Stalker, which is up there, third one above my head. The DS Double Stack, which is the second one up from the Gerson, and then the Gerson are the three that I would recommend right now. Do I have a Glock 18? Not currently, sir. I'd love to get one, though, at some point. You're in the market for some ballistic missiles. Any recommendation? Yeah, call Trump a fascist dictator and see what happens. Gauge and caliber, technically, it's like comparing speed and distance. They handle a lot of measurement, but they're not always the same. Hey, Mayan. Hey, Mayan, back at you, the Mayan. Yeah, everything's backward tonight because I'm using the front-facing camera because I don't feel like using the regular part of my camera. Yeah, I know the way I was using the word, but if I use it, I'll get in trouble. So, what's up, Buttercup? I feel like sloth number one behind you. Oh yeah, the Milo is not feeling it either. I ate something and it did not sit well, like way too much salt. Do I think blocks are good and sturdy? Depends on what ones you're looking at. If you're looking at Roblox and Lego bricks, yeah. You glue a Lego brick to another Lego brick, the only way they come apart is one need to be underneath your foot when you're walking around in the dark. Ow! Everything hurts all of a sudden. I don't know why, but everything hurts when I'm talking to you. They used to have a mirror and inversion thing that allowed the lives to have everything the right way, but tonight they're just being a dick. If you get ignored, please understand that I'm ignoring you because I feel like it. And that's what you get. Liking the channel is the best way to like the channel. So, Night Stalker, question mark. What's your question about it, dude? Is it any good? It runs and drives fine. The one up there is almost 2 years old, so it's an original design, original release of the gun, so probably not prevalent to current Night Stalkers, but they run all right. Concealed carry is a 5-inch 1911. You have an ARP? Yes, I do. What's your thoughts about 1911 color finish, like FDE or OD green? What's your preference? I actually prefer either a blued finish, a hard blued finish, or a stainless finish. FDE, OD green, they're fine. They're just not my colors. Amanda likes my guns. Thank you. Got to the range somehow. My fight in Rock Island doesn't like Chip McCormick 8-round magazines. That's interesting. You running a 9? No, you're running a 45 because you said 8-round magazine. That's interesting. Normally Chip Macs are pretty good. Do you have a good Czech gun to recommend? I like the CZ myself. Yes, the CZ75 is a great one. I'd probably recommend them highly, CZs. Why do we have so many guns? That's literally less than half the guns that are normally up there, sweetie. Pretty solid. What's the frame made out of? The frame is made out of steel. Same thing with the TSOS BR9. Technically, they've killed off that generation Night Stalker. They're working on an upgrade. What about Shadow Systems? Too much money for what they are. They're a Glock 3 clone. There's no reason why they should cost more than an original Glock. That's not the point of making a clone. And it's not bespoke enough to warrant the price that they charge. Kind of shocked too, the ACT balloon mag that came with the gun worked fine. Not even a fan of ACT, but yeah, that's weird. I would maybe try to film the gun when it's cycling with both mags to see if it's an obvious difference. What's my take on the Obras? Well, the Obras is what you do to a type of when you take a gun and you mess with it, if I'm not wrong. And it's funny, but it's not my thing. Picking up a Witness 2311. Any recommendations for an optics plate for RMR? There is no optics plate currently that I'm aware of that works with the 1911 2311 from Gerson. The cut is a little bit too deep for some of the universal ones I've seen. What's an Obrez pistol? For example, take a Mosin Nagant, bubba the shit out of it, shorten the barrel, and cut off the stock. You got to use the Glock a lot in the Army. Which Army? What's your stance on ghost guns? P.S. I call them Joe's nose. Here's where I am on ghost guns. If you build a gun, whatever, go ahead, have fun. If you build an 80%er, go ahead, have fun. I hope you do it right. I don't like them personally, so. It's a good brace for an AR-15 pistol. The SBA Tactical SB3, it's adjustable. It goes on a standard tube. Works really good. Do you have a Glock? Several. Right on, bro. I'm going to go check them out. Remember to like the stream. All right. Thank you, 15. Appreciate you coming in. I saw one of your comedy gun skits on your channel. Are you going to do more of them? As they come to me, yeah. So that one with Roger today was it was put together haphazardly. That's why I wasn't even wearing shoes because I was bored. It was early in the morning. Bro, is that a lightsaber? Yeah, my buddy Alex is currently distressing my DWX. He's giving it like a battle-worn, kind of fucked up finish on it. And he brought by his lightsaber to show me what his rust effect looks like. I'll flip you guys in a little while and show you. You guys have to stay until 9 o'clock if you want a close-up of the shitty 10 guns that are up there today. He says shitty. Let's see. I'm just looking at my own guns from here. 2, 3, 3, 7. Yeah, there's only like 15 grand up there. I have a gun from 90-year-olds. You took a 90-year-old's gun? That's just mean of you, man. World War III started? No, dude, Drew. World War III hasn't started. You think Trump has started World War III by bombing 3 nuclear facilities? Come on. Cut down, they cut down, they cut down. Yep. Do you have a sniper? Nope. Jansen, what is up? Do you got AR-15? Sure. Drew comes back with Bombaclot. Okay. The Nazis made it. All right, John. Technically, it was a occupied Germany that manufactured the Walther. The Nazis themselves didn't do any of the production. Yes, you do. I see it on the wall. What do you see on the wall there, Carrie? Not much hit. 10 subs last night. 54,000 views on the live. 1,000 likes. Holy shit, dude. Good job for you. How long was it, man? That's insane. Do you have a minigun? No, I don't. What's the main difference between AR-15 and AR-10? They're completely different systems. It'd be better if you just Googled it, man. You have a 22 into a makeshift Star Wars. Looks close to the one under your lightsaber. Cool. 7-hour live stream. Holy shit, man. Good for you. I can't do that shit, man. I don't like doing that anymore. I did it very early on. You're going to burn out quickly on it, dude. But I'm glad it's working for you, bro. Most expensive thing on the wall is the building the wall is attached to. What's the most expensive thing? What's the most expensive thing? Ask again. See what happens. Best gun for self-defense carry. Depends. Are you looking to have fun with the gun also, or are you strictly looking for carry? Who gives a shit about anything else? If all you want is personal protection, reliability, and the ability to use it as your home gun, car gun, whatever, then just get a Glock. They're fine. How can you prevent others from taking your jobs and work? Be better at what you do. If you make yourself unreplaceable, then that's how you keep your job. If you do a job that's completely redundant, or you do a shitty job at your job and you get replaced, that's on you. If they are absolutely dead set on replacing you and making you redundant in your job, then that is a business decision that comes from above a place where you can even affect it. So, what's the rifle up top? That is an M1A. Yas, bitch, yas. The look behind you, look on the top, literally. I'm looking over there. What are we talking about? What about it? There's a lightsaber. What are we talking about? See the new Daria DY9 slide with the ported island barrel? Yes, they emailed me today. They're sending me one because I have the standard DY9 right there. So they're going to send me the barrel for it. They're sending me the upgraded slide as well. Bro, you know the Marines are at that stupid thing that's going on. Yeah, unfortunately, U.S. military is involved in almost every theater of conflict. It's not a sniper rifle, sweetie. It's just a rifle. What's up, Secular? How's the DWX? So my buddy has it right now, and he's making it distressed. I'm having him kind of make it look a little fucked up on purpose because that's why I kind of want it. So. What gun would you take from a movie? RoboCop's. His 93R, his Beretta. Would I run an FRT or a Super Safety? No, not personally. I don't care about them, but I've got a binary that's good enough for me. Am I okay? No, I don't feel very good. I'm very early right now. Hello, horses. Yo, bro, do you have an automatic Glock 17? I'm going to come back to you with the same thing I tell my mom. Nope. My sister is in the Marines and she has to drive the troops out. Okay. Want more range videos from you, brother? I'm going tomorrow. I'm going to spend most of the day there with the T-Sauce double stack and then the Rock Island, wherever the frick I put it. So I'm going to do some videos tomorrow for those. Mike is a cop in New Jersey. What up, New Jersey? When I was a kid, I wanted Rambo's bow. That would have been cool. Back in the day, his bows were awesome. How are in-shop sales going? Are they consistent? We are in a current economic downturn. Have been for a long time. I keep purchasing guns. I'm just about done purchasing guns. I've spent way too much money buying guns off of people. So yeah, people need to start buying them. Would I have used the M1 Garand in World War I, or would you choose something different? It's hard to speculate, man. It's not like I could have just picked anything from the era. If I could have had anything from back in the era, I would have probably... Frick, what was really a popular, like, it's hard for me to even say, man. Glock 43X or SIG P365 for my off-duty. If you watch guys like PewView and other guys, they'll tell you the 365 is actually a little bit better shooter, faster shooting. Personally, I would take the 365 over the 43X just because I don't like Glock. That's a personal thing, though. Which is better, M16 or M4? They're basically the same to a civilian, so. You have too many, says the wife. You'll be fine. Keep buying. You'll either wind up with a lot of guns and no wife, or an understanding wife and a lot of guns. Either way, you win. Wish I could own guns. Someday you could. If you're not American, move here. Do your job, pay your taxes. I don't care if you're here. I tell you all the time, I'm done buying guns, then you sell me another one. To be fair, yes. What you thought on Pro Mags? Pro Mags are range use. I would not trust my life to a Pro Mag. Why would you, and I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, why would you trust your life to a cheap component that is very integral to your firearm? The magazine is one of the most important parts of the gun. Why would you cheap out? Because you don't want to spend $25 and instead you'll spend $14? There's a reason why that shit's cheaper. You have the understanding wife. Nice. What do you recommend for a person's first home defense gun? If you just want one gun and you're not looking for anything fun, get a Glock. It's reliable, easy to maintain, and it's going to save your life. If World War III happened, would you fight in it? I have a degenerative nerve disorder. I have no feet, and I'm 45 years old. So I would never be drafted, but if it came to my doorstep, I'm not running. Mainly because I don't have feet, but Hellcat 2.0 is a great gun. They're fine. On a scale of 1 to 10, in your opinion, how far are we from World War III? Very far. Extremely far. If we were going to engage in a global conflict that involved such as World War III, it would be a lot worse than it is now. A lot of people think just because we're taking some actions that this is a preemptive to war. It could be, but it's not. Your go-to shotgun, Mossberg 930 Tactical. What I mean by that is, because you're seeing the same actions taken by the Trump administration on every single news agency and everybody has to make it seem wild and crazy, it's kind of growing on its own in the retelling, so it's creating a mass panic event amongst people that, don't know better. If these actions were going to directly lead to another global conflict, and I keep calling them global conflict because, let's face it, that's all we do these days. We just go in and we just stick our dicks in holes they shouldn't be in. So if those actions would have led to that, they would have prevented Trump from requesting these attacks happen. Just because the orange carrot demands something happen doesn't mean it's going to happen. He's not a fucking dictator. That's why the Supreme Court keeps overturning a lot of the shit he just keeps signing into law, his executive orders. So what's my opinion on the Smith & Wesson 2.0 Bodyguard? I've got one in my store. They feel kind of cool. They're so freaking tiny, though, for like a guy my size. I'm well over 5 feet tall. It's a little small for me, but I'm sure it works for people. What's your opinion on 3D printing? Do it if you want to. It does nothing for me. I don't trust 3D printing. The materials that you use for a 3D printer, if it was that easy to manufacture something that was reliable, manufacturers wouldn't spend hundreds of millions or billions of dollars on manufacturing facilities and equipment. I wouldn't worry about nukes too much, guys. If one gets sent, they know we'd all be cooked. Yeah, and that does lead to a MAD, Mutually Assured Destruction Doctrine, MADD. If there was a significant launch of intercontinental ballistic missiles from one side or the other, yeah, both sides would fucking launch in a heartbeat, and we'd all be glass. And that's another thing. I noticed that in the news, some of the different news agencies, even here on YouTube, when you're scrolling through, and it's like, breaking news, CBS News says United States engages in nuclear retaliation because we bombed nuclear facilities instead of what it actually was. So again, it's fear mongering to get clicks. What's the pistol above you with the scope? Looks like Han Solo's gun. That is actually a Ruger Mark IV target with a blaster kit on it. It's made to look like Bill Burr's gun from The Mandalorian. What do I think about a Raging Bull? They're pretty fun. You just got to be careful. They're not that good. The Taurus revolvers are fun, not going to lie. Yeah, they can be, and they're an excellent way to get in cheaper than you can with some of the other manufacturers. And as long as you're just plinking with them and shooting with them and maybe just a little bit of light woods walking, you should be fine with most Taurus revolvers. Got to be careful. With some of the Taurus revolvers, if you go too fast, you can lock up the cylinders. Both sides have dead hand launch systems, so where a nuke hits doesn't really matter. Well, there's also differing doctrines on nuclear attacks. So you can airburst a nuclear device at like 20,000 feet and destroy a very large area and disperse massive nuclear fallout, or you can hit a target directly and then you'll have even worse immediate destruction with less nuclear fallout. But also, every target that's going to be hit in a thermonuclear war between multiple countries, because multiple countries have nukes, but the countries that are going to be involved with that have already picked targets. They've had the targets for decades. Ever since nuclear technology was capable of reaching each other's, front steps, they've planned out their targets. Washington's definitely gone. Los Angeles, thank fucking God that's going to get hit. New York City, New Jersey, they'll hit all the major places they can. They'll also try, we'd hit Moscow, we'd hit any theaters that we think would be important. Which gun would you take from the game called Halo? Never played Halo. What's your opinion on the TX-22? The TX-22 is a very capable, higher capacity 22 long rifle pistol. It can hold 16 the base gun, and then if you get a competition gun, I think they're up to like 20, 21 in those. They run really well. They eat a lot of different ammos. They're dry fire safe, unlike some of the guns. So the PD-380 is fine. I just hate their recoil system. It's so overly sprung and with a half-length guard rod. What are we doing again? Hey, Joe. Hey, MC, what is up? What do you think of the Springfield Hellcat pistols? I've only shot a Pro, believe it or not. I've never shot the Compact. I've seen a lot of people shoot the Compact. I don't play with the Compact, being just under 7 feet tall by a lot. I don't really care for small guns. Not related to Brian Peppers. Fort Bragg would most likely be a target. Oh yeah, any known military facility would become a target. So Fort Hood, Fort Belvoir, Fort Bragg. They'd probably hit Fort Knox to try to turn, our gold reserves into glass. What do you think of Colt 1911s? No, I don't care for Colt's quality right now. They've come back since Dan Wesson has bought them, but again, right now I can't even really recommend Dan Wesson because holy shit, spent $2,000 on one of their DWXs, and the finish comes off so easy. Just sent my Hellcat Pro safety spring across the room. Sorry, man. Get rid of the safety. Do I think the Beretta 9mm is overpriced? Yes, you're paying for the name Beretta. Get the Taurus PT92, which used to be built on Beretta tooling. You can also get the Gerson Regard and now the Daria Melik. Those are all competent 92s. Fort Bliss is in your city. Nice, dude. Yeah. If you see that like the East Coast gets nuked, run because it takes a while. You'll have 10 to 12 minutes probably. I get what you're saying. All I wanted to carry a gun if you'd be a good, reliable, cheap choice. Cheap is if you want to go cheap, buy a used Glock. If you just want reliable, get a Glock. I don't like Glocks. They're the most boring gun I've ever put my greedy little mitts on, but they work. So just get a Glock. Going to get a 357 Colt Python. I really like one. They're cool. I would also recommend you look at a Ruger GP100 in 357. Better trigger and like $800-900 versus $15. Simmons Scope brand. They're an excellent entry level. I don't know anything about high end stuff from them. I'll go Burris before I go Simmons. Still reasonable. How much above 90% do you blame Israel for the strife in the Middle East? I don't blame anybody because I'm not involved in that conflict. I leave that to those that are actually involved in that conflict. I don't know enough of it to put my 2 cents in, and if you're not over there, neither do you. So, did I just walk into a GTA gun shop? You would have last week. This week, I don't have a ton of shit up there. What do you think about the Beretta APX A1 Tactical? Had one, liked it. The screw for the optic was all screwed up, but the gun itself shot amazing. What do I think about the Dracos? Fuck Dracos. Dracos are trash. Best home defense weapon? Your wits, your skill, your cell phone, and a shotgun. I don't know why I keep scratching this ear. Maybe I have inner ear disease. You're over there. All right, well, then if you are involved in what's going on, I wish the best for everybody. I think war is stupid, and y'all should just have a fucking pillow fight and figure out who wins. No, I'm not looking up anything. Would you like to try Strike 1? I feel like it's up your alley. The Arsenal Strike 1 is an interesting gun, but it is a striker fire gun, so it's not really up my alley. I don't like polymer. They do a steel version of it, but it's like $3,000. So, Best pistol for everyday carry. Get a Glock. What's your thoughts on the 1022 Ruger? The 1022 Ruger is very versatile. I like them. it's an anemic cartridge in my opinion. 22 just in general is anemic compared to 9mm, 45, 10, all the other bigger ones. But man, you can have so much fun with the 1022. You can put them in different chassis. You can get pistols, rifles, breakdowns, takedowns, all kinds of stuff. Dracos are nice, one of the best guns of all time. They certainly are one of the guns of all time. I'm sorry that you think a Draco is the best gun. I'm sorry you got tricked into buying a Century Arms Draco and you wasted 700 and whatever. Oh, I got it for 400. No, you didn't. Shut up. I'm going to open carry a Desert Eagle. Go for it. How do you get a pin out of a frame that's stuck? It won't tap out. Tap harder. Heat the shit up as much as you can without melting it. What's the most annoying question you keep getting? It flip-flops from time to time. It's usually, can I see a gun or do you have a blank? A lot of fools out there just think that they come in and just type one sentence and it's going to make me jump. Motherfucker, you want me to dance, you pay me. How do I feel about Canik SPT9? You want to try that again? Trump says he negotiated a ceasefire in the Middle East. Yeah, because God knows he does every fucking thing by himself. He doesn't do anything by himself besides tweet. Breaking news in the chat. I don't know if I'll stay, but that's what they're saying. Yeah, it's, you know, when you guys say Trump, do me a favor, just say Trump administration, because the floppy-haired carrot does not make all these decisions by himself. He has hundreds of people that give him their opinion, and they all get condensed down, and then he gets final opinions from a cabinet and a select few individuals. Donald Trump in no way is making every fucking decision. He's not a military-trained politician, which is like the doublest oxymoron thing I could ever fucking say. What's with all the politics tonight? Because people have YouTube secular and they keep seeing that Israel and Iran and all this other shit, and it's a live stream, so they want to seem relevant. Paul, what's up? He also has a social media team. The only reason he has a social media team is because it was forced upon him. Trust me, if Captain Spraytan could be out there fucking just sending out every tweet he thinks of, he would. He's a draft dodger. I am not a draft dodger. The only draft I ever dodged was the line around the block for your mom. But I tried tapping it harder, but I felt it was going to break the frame wall. I'll try heat. Yep. How do I feel about Canik? I like Canik. Canik is good. Back to guns. What do you think of SAR pistols? Pretty good. I missed a chance to get the STR-9 today for $200 because it sold out instantly. Is that a second blaster build? No, that's the original blaster build. My buddy Alex decided to sell it. Shit, we're past 9 o'clock. Let me show you what I'm thinking of having him do to the DWX. Also, I'm going to turn you guys around, so when everything is backwards, fucking just learn to... Oh, shit. You'll be fine. You're fine. I don't know why my camera just went dead, though. Hold on. We are today of time. I'm a professional YouTube guy. Let me clean off the lens. Don't worry, you're not going blind. You don't have to see my pee-pee. So that is the Star Wars blaster that he gave it a distressed look. I asked him to do that, but he's also considering doing that. I want to make it look like total crap. I want my DWX to look like a $50 Draco. I want it to look like a Draco after it's been in the trunk, hidden underneath the spare tire, because fools ain't supposed to be having them. But yeah, other than that, I only have a few guns up there today, just because I didn't feel like putting out a bunch. I'll give you 47 guesses as to which country to which I belong based on my accent, the fact that I'm covered in tattoos, I have an American flag on my shoulder, and I have a dozen guns behind me, so... I think the image was actually cleaner with the front-facing camera, but oh well. I'm working on the DWX. They should be ashamed of their quality control. Agreed, Alex! Also, I've decided I want you to make it look as shitty as possible if their work is that bad. Minnesota, eh? State are you in? I'm in Virginia. What about 22 Hornet? I've never actually shot 22 Hornet. I've always wanted to. Never had a chance to. Permission to kick assholes. If they spam like 50 times, then it's fine. But for the most part, I'm actually not really bugged by what's going on. How's the Lorsen 380? That was my buddy's gun, and I never shot it. Best compact pistol. Define compact. You talking like Glock 19 size? Obviously Glock 19 because it's reliable, even though it's boring and I hate it. The Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 with the articulated trigger will actually run if it accidentally gets dropped into a lake and you have to pull it out and shoot it. Don't know why you would, but Garen Thumb did it. I'm going to call him Garen Thumb as well. Did Dan Wesson ever email you back? So far, no, but literally I emailed them on Saturday, so I don't anticipate one anytime soon. Bodyguard is good. Your PC specs. My PC has a Intel Core i9-12900K, a RTX 4070 Ti, and custom water cooling for the CPU. I don't have the GPU water cooled because I don't feel like putting a block on it when I'm probably going to sell the computer. As soon as I can get my hands on a 5090 or another 4090, I'm probably going to replace that. But yeah, it's just a rig. You still haven't received the title for the van? Yeah, but you bought it from an auction, so there could be a problem with the seller not providing the title, but no matter what, you should be covered. Worst case scenario, you just sue them. It's America. Lawsuits. 22 Hornet is really fun and great squirrel guns, and you love them. I've seen a few cool videos, man. Like the pressure wave behind a 22 Hornet is pretty damn stout. Yeah. Tyrone, what is going on? It's my computer monitor custom made. No, it's just an LG Ultra Gear. It's nothing fancy with it. Any plan on getting an OLED monitor? No need to get an OLED monitor. This is a 1 millisecond refresh, 32-inch G-Sync capable monitor. I have no reason to replace this one. Go with the G2C over to G3. G3 has horrible stipple grip. I actually prefer the G3's stippling over the G2C. How good is a 1911 from Rock Island? Rock Island makes really decent guns. If you're going to get a base gun or a cheaper end, look at Rock Island. Just because they've been building them for a very long time and they build a metric boatload of them. Ruger security line or Taurus line? Taurus is more well known, Stromboni, but I think the Ruger is probably a little bit better quality. What rifle is on top of your wall? Springfield M1A. Damn, dude, you're talented. Not really. I'm late and did. I can't get plates for it until I get the title. Yeah, but you can get temporary tags. Do I own the bug assault gun? No, I don't. But even when we had one at my shop, it wasn't that good. I'll be back. My fire department got a call. I hope everything goes well. Hope the fire loses. What's your opinion on switches? If you want to run a switch, do what you're going to do. They're illegal if you get caught with them and you're willing to pay the price for doing stupid shit. There you go. Did you serve? I did not. Physically unable to. Wish I could have, but I couldn't. I didn't, but I don't LARP either. Hello, American. Well, hello. I'm not sure where you are coming from, so I'm going to use the Russian accent now. What's the most pricey gun you have? I don't do values. You're really missing your toes? Go to my short that I did this morning. You'll see. I'm not kidding. I'm a double amputee. I put my G3 in the safe and don't touch it. G2 is my EDC. Okay, personal choice. Good for you, brother. I'm liking your computer gaming system. The chair looks awesome. Or I'm into gaming or just a look in the comfort. So this chair is shit. I got it off of Amazon and it's falling apart after only using it for like a week. But yeah, the gaming, I do some gaming. I play a lot of like personal games, first-person games, a lot of racing games. A stupid shit game that I'm playing right now that I hope will get updates is Car Dealer Simulator. It came out last month. It's just a time killer. I just literally sit and just buy cars and sell them in the game. I did that for 20 years. I'm not Russian. What 45 grain in a Glock 21 Gen 4 do you suggest? Just run standard 230 grain. You can do that in both hollow points and full metal jacket. 45 230 grain is already subsonic, so you don't have to look for that if you're doing it. If you want to go supersonic, I would recommend looking at a 10 mil or using like double taps 45. That stuff is supersonic. Is that an ATI stock on the Springfield or coated? I'm not sure whose stock that is, Woody. That's my dad's friend's gun. I put on some parts for him so that he can run a direct mount suppressor. How much was it? No idea. My buddy's had it for a long time, Sassar. My grandson gave me this old 12 gauge single shot. It's like 75 years old. Your grandson gave it to you? That's awesome, Dodge. That's cool though. Shotguns are easy, man. You can make shotguns out of anything, so it probably is fine as long as it's not super corroded. The short was funny. That's why I asked. That's wild. Yeah, double amputee for real. I just got the Springfield XDM. What do you think about it versus Glock 19? Honestly, they're two almost different operating systems. What with the XDM having the grip safety and stuff. They're both fine guns. The Glock is easier to maintain and take apart, but they're both fine. Have I played 6 Days in Fallujah? No, I haven't. I always put a 3 to 9 by 40 scope on my rifles because it seems to be perfect range. What do you put on? So I have a 6 to 12 by 40 on my AR-15 right now. Most of the time, I'll just run a either a fixed 4-power magnifier with a red dot or a swing away 3 times magnifier on a red dot. I really don't deal much with magnification personally. What's your opinion on the FN503? The whole 5 series can suck it. Their polymer sucks. Tyrone says thanks, no problem. Why is the wall so empty today? Honestly, I don't feel very good. I just don't feel very good. So I didn't feel like walking back and forth to pick guns to put up. Is a bump stock worth it? No. If you got a fast trigger finger, you can outrun a bump stock. I've seen the feet. They're disgusting. You've even seen it when it was split open. It is a green shirt. You're right. Which is one of those things that a lot of people don't understand. If it was a green screen, I'm wearing a green shirt. Shouldn't you be seeing everything duplicated on my shirt? Yes, but people are stupid. Why didn't you read my comment? Your comment was removed because you're giving advice on how to purchase an illegal firearm accessory. So you can't do that here. Have I ever hunted before? No. Do I have an M1 Garand? No. You getting sick of doing these live streams? I can feel it. I'm not getting sick of it. I might be getting a little bit of fatigue from it. Mainly because I'm doing other things in my life and I'm coming into these live streams tired. Like, I was up very late last night and then I worked all day, and tonight I ate something that isn't sitting well, so I don't feel good. Yeah. Favorite cod? Usually Alaskan. It has the freshest taste. Mossberg ATR or the Ruger American? Never played with the ATR, so I have to by default go with the Ruger American. You should try hunting sometime. It actually is really fun if you can't walk far because the feet blinds and tree stands are a thing. It's not that I don't want to go hunting. It's just if I go hunting, it's going to be for food. You know, I'll take an animal for food or to do pest control. I don't want to do it for sport, especially if I'm sitting in a tree or a blind all day. And just also, I don't have anybody to go with. Hey, Sakuna. You prefer Pollock? There you go. Oops, sorry, I meant Call of Duty. Goody, you're going to realize very quickly, I'm a very sarcastic person. I knew exactly what you meant. I don't have a favorite Call of Duty because I don't play military-style shooters. Agree with not for sport reply. Thank you, Gunner. I take my venison to a local guy, give him the whole deer, and he gives you equal. Yep. So processing, that's fine. I just don't see the point of calling it a sport when you're going after it. That'd be like if I was at work and somebody just came in and shot me in the face and called it a sport. I was hunting him for sport. He was in his natural habitat. You know? I really don't play period-style games. Red Dead Redemption, I played the original. I've never played RDR2. And when I played the original, I just sat and played poker. I do not consider what I do a sport. All right. Where'd your guns go? I just didn't put them all up tonight. Didn't feel like it. I started putting up. So I keep them separated. Hammer-fired, striker-fired, steel, and polymer. If you notice, I put up all the 2011s and some of the more fun stuff. And there are no striker-fired guns up there. And that's just because I didn't feel like it. I'm looking for a second player to play rock, paper, scissors. Loser has to play that roulette game with Russians invented. Okay, I'm in. Oh, ready. Rock, paper, scissor, iron curtain. I win. You like High Point? I respect High Point. They don't try to pretend they are more than they are. You know what's also funny? Sorry, a little bit of an aside. I only have like 12 guns or 10 guns behind me, and it's considered a bad night because I didn't put up a lot of guns. I've seen some channels where they have 2 guns and a box of confetti. So I think a lot of people have started copying me. Going to review the new SIG 2011 in the future. I've got to reach out to them. I've got one of their 1911s right now on T&E. I don't like it enough to keep it, so I'm going to send that back. I'm going to ask for the 211 when I do it. It's actually called the 211 because everybody has to get around the 2011 thing. How about that Ute cannon? Ute cannons are fine. Box of confetti. What I mean is they have like 2 guns and a shit ton of accessories on the wall to hide the fact that they only got 2 guns. And here's the thing. I'm not saying only having 2 guns is a bad thing. What I'm saying is be proud of what you have. Don't try to hide what you have. Respect. Yeah. Broly that loves guns or is deeply afraid of the government. If I was deeply afraid of the government, do you think I'd be doing a live stream showing the guns? How's your recovery from Down syndrome? I'm working on it, brother. I'm working on it. It's not Down syndrome. This was the face I made when I saw your mom naked, and it just kind of stuck like that. Your mom gives people facial downs because I didn't know that a vagina could be that greasy. It's just really weird. Hey man, I'm back. Luckily, the call for the FD was a false alarm. Someone's grandma butt dialed. Oh, that's good. Glad to hear that, dude. I hunt and fish, but I only do so for the food and only when I have time, which has been about 20 years ago. I fish for sport, but I make sure that it's fish that can be thrown back. If you can only own guns for self-defense or home defense, all you really need is one. Agreed. Do you have a 50 caliber? Not currently, but fudge, yeah, man. PSA selling M107s for like $9,000. Nah, he doesn't need to kick him out. I don't really give a shit. I'm not kicking as much as I used to. If I had $1 for everyone to ask you if you had an AK, you would own 20 AK Gen 1s. Yeah, you ain't wrong. High points are fine, but not worth the money. Much better. Yeah, the only reason to own a high point is because you want the giddy factor. The fact that you own one, the fact that you have it. Like when I put my Osprey 9 suppressor onto the Yeet cannon just because it's that freaking ridiculous. That's the only reason to really own a high point. You can buy used guns in the $200 range. You can buy used Taurus G2Cs, G3s for a couple of $100, and they'll be much more reliable. I would have said beefy, but greasy works. Yeah, I fish, catch, and release, but if I hunt, I always do something with the body. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can you say carcass? Because when you say body, man, that intones that you go hunting for other kinds of prey. Any defense is better than nothing. True. Am I going to do any upgrades on the T-Sauce? Yes, I will be doing a stippling job on it. I'm probably going to upgrade to a toolless guide rod if I like it, and I may change out the spring. It's a little heavy sprung for my taste, but we'll see about that. I like the trigger, though. High points lose value when they are built. High points lose value the minute they're stamped into their form. As soon as you stamp the slide, the universe knows, and angels weep. That could have been a bench. In a world where used pistols exist. Yeah, if you're buying a gun, how much do you care about the aesthetic? Like, would just the looks alone deter you from buying? Sometimes they do. Believe it or not, there are guns out there that I'm really not a fan of. The LFA, the Live Free Armory Apollo 11, their 2011, I kind of don't like the way it looks because it's got that line that runs halfway through the slide, bisecting the entire slide. That throws me out so bad that I don't have a desire to own the gun. I have reached out to them for a review sample, but since I've also said I don't want their gun, they probably won't send me one. Nice, you are keeping the T-Sauce. Yep. No, I like carcass because I've never heard a human called a carcass. Said the high point could have been a metal condom. So sad that high point could have been a metal condom. You know how much more fun a metal condom would be? That's my T-Sauce. I'm trading you for a lever action. Shut up. Do you ever buy a gun just because its mechanics are interesting? I often buy for historical value, rarity, and mechanical interestingness. That's why I'm thinking about buying the RIA from Rock Island, the 5.0. So I got me a Negan bat with barbed wire wrapped around it and stained to look of blood. Nice. I kind of want to pick up a Bear Creek Arsenal. I mean, they're fun plinkers. A lot of people bag on them because they won't go 40,000 rounds, but honestly, for a $300 complete upper, do you expect it to? I thought he owned the Night Stalker. Well, it is in my possession, and according to the law. Is that a lightsaber up there? Yes. 454 Cazul is better than 45 Long Colt. I'm not going to argue with you. It's a much more powerful cartridge. I have one of those T-Sauce. I got a brand new for super cheap. It's okay. Trigger runs fast. Yeah, that's the infamous... I guess infamous is the right word. That is the one that started the whole thing with me getting guns for reviews. Before that gun, I never even asked anybody for a review gun. But I bought that gun 2 years ago when it first came out. I paid retail for it, and then I had it stippled, did a trigger job, all kinds of work to it, and I got fed up, rightfully so, and my accusation was correct, so. I have tried using nunchucks for health reasons. Interesting. What do you think about me? As a genetic midget, open carrying a blunderbuss loaded with gold coins in Ireland, my street name's Gangster Leprechaun. I'm all for it. Just remember, if you're going to be protecting your gold, you better aim for the heart. Because if you aim for the liver, it's not going to penetrate because Irishmen are all so drunk. I actually still think it's in your name. Thanks for saying that online, fucker. Guns are like hookers. Once you buy one, yeah, you wind up with an STD. Saw the Apollo 11, thought it looked a little awkward. Yeah, it's not a good light. No, I'm sorry, I read the word lightsaber. It's not a good look. Does a lightsaber come with the 22? No, my buddy Alex dropped it off so I can take a look at it and decide whether or not I want him to do the fake rust look on my DWX. And I told him just go ahead and make it look as shitty as he can. I want him to make it look shitty, so that's what he's doing. If I have to pay $2,000 for a gun, I'm going to have it looking the way I freaking want it to, so it's going to look shitty. All about shot placement, that's what they say, pretty much. Thoughts on straight wall versus bottlenecked handgun cartridges? I mean, use case. Use case is the most important thing, McPherson. Sometimes a 9mm just does better than a 357 SIG because, you know. Dropped in, what is this about STDs? It was a joke, dude. William Wallace was a Scot. They roll their R's harder. And remember, they can take our land, but they can't take our freedom. You have to roll all the letters over. You can't be saying the same thing over and over. Sorry, I saw a shadow over there on the wall. Turns out it was just a reflection of my soul. Dark. Liver's where it's most tough. Our livers are bulletproof with low how much alcohol they can handle. Aye. Totally not recently made a super shitty 22 Slamfire. Nice! Which one's your favorite? Right now, the Gerson Match X. Gaio! What is up, dude? Why don't they use more rifle rounds and pistol? The size of the gun, a lot of rifle rounds are rimmed. So if you've ever seen a 22 long rifle pistol that's stacked with like 18 or 20 rounds, the rounds are all cattywampus and angled weird and shit. The rim on the back of the cartridge, which a lot of rifle cartridges have, would cause feeding issues. That Night Stalker's been around the block, man. Yeah, it have. I'm Irish. And I can drink as much as natural as that normal. So the more you drink, the higher your tolerance. It's why drug addicts can have, a couple of keys of coke in them and not be dead. But then you see a man take a couple of Tylenol and die. That's getting a little bit Scottish. I'm going to slip back into Scottish. Let's face it, the Scottish are better than men. They wear kilts and play golf at the same time. Talk about the hole in one. What's up? I subscribed on Friday. Sorry that I keep glazing the rear end, but it's cool. Okay, I thought the Echelon has been around the block. Yeah, the Echelon has been sold more than the Night Stalker. I think the P90's feed mechanisms are really interesting. It should be used more in guns. The AM180 had a similar thing. Yeah, the top-down feed, gravity feed, spring load, blah blah that they are is cool, but I hate the freaking bullpup style trigger, man. If I could have one full auto, I'd be all for it. That Rock Island I played with when I went up there is nice. Dude, it's got the new optic on it. You should definitely buy it for yourself. Imagine the screen break into a random, see a guy in a metal tube and fires maybe 5 to 9, 22 rounds at you at once. Yeah, I'm good. I have not shot powderless 22. No, I have not. I hate when people use the excuse the Glock has more rounds because honestly, it's just because they don't have good aim. Also, a 2011 has the same number of rounds, man. You can get an S15 from Alpha Foxtrot. Frickin' thing holds 15 rounds. It's the same size as a Glock 19. You got a Welsh. Nice. Would you like to own or even fire a 4-bore? I'd fire one. I don't really have a desire to own one. I don't like long guns. What do you think of that tactical lever actions? I think they look stupid, personally. I like them mainly because I like a modern aesthetic. Like, if I could have a modernized, like, railed Mosin Nagant, I'd do it. Honestly, 10 millimeter is just a fun round. Agreed, Henry. Do it, Stone. Buy it. You need a replacement. What do you think of the upcoming SIG 211 GTO? I'm trying to get my hands on one. It's interesting looking. If you look at it, it's got a lot of differences from a standard 2011 that look interesting. I just hope that it's not shit. Why don't you ever make videos about rifles? Because most of the time I'm filming on my couch, and I don't like presenting while looking at the camera for couch videos. And I just don't, I'm not a fan of rifles, man. I started as a pistol guy. I'm primarily a pistol guy. I wanted to get my buddy involved in doing pistols, but he got kicked off the range I go to, and then he got a different fucking job. So, thanks, Sam. I want a tactical lever. Yep, what's the coolest gun you currently have in stock? Like, in the store, probably the Han Solo style blaster. I just called it the Han Solo blaster, even though I know for a fact it's a Mando blaster. The Mando blaster. Lucky, I have no comment to make regarding Iran, Israel, or any of that shit. How do you get kicked off the range? So, I made a video. It's on the channel where I kind of was hip firing a Taurus and acting like a goofball, and then I kick over a table. Well, the range officer called because a city council member supposedly saw the video and was complaining a little bit about it. So he asked me not to do that again. I said fine. I'm pretty sure Sam said one of his smart-ass comments to the range officer, and it's the range officer's discretion. So I'm still allowed there. Bro, why my Walmart? Oh, only 2 boxes of 10 ammo I had to buy from a friend. Damn, sorry to hear that. Nice wall. It usually has more stuff on it, Atlas. I apologize. I'm not feeling too good. Didn't feel like stacking the wall today. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment for all that shiz. Hey, look at me. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a blurpler. I'm a hoopler. I'm a Scooby-Doo-Poo-Poo. What state do you purchase these guns from? Well, I live in the state of Virginia, but you can technically order from any state that has gun manufacturing in it. If you had to pick a rifle and pistol, and you had matching ammo, what are you choosing? CMMG 9mm with Glock mags and a Fusion Firearms 2011. Not only do they share ammo, they share mags. At least your Walmart has ammo. I live in Maryland where every weapon except the Nerf gun is banned. Don't worry, they'll get around the Nerf guns. They just haven't had time. I swear, people who have crossbows put on the elitist identity for some reason. It takes a lot more energy to do a crossbow. Probably it's Monday. Sometimes I didn't even feel like making my video short, so I definitely feel you. Yeah, I just don't physically feel well. I just feel like nauseous, or nauseated is actually the correct term. So I'm actually only going until 10:30. I'm only doing 2 hours today. Luke says, hello. Do I have a shotgun silencer? No, they're interesting, but no, I don't have one. I'm not spending a $200 tax stamp to put a suppressor on my Mossberg 930. They've got 5-round mag-fed crossbows. Interesting. Still not interested. Although penetration with the freaking crossbow can be insane depending on what the string is.
What do you mean? What's the string?
Don't worry about it.
No, man. Come on. We gotta tell us.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, man. Come on. What are you, a puss? Come on, man. Talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Hold on. Let me refresh.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize that was on this whole time. I don't know why I didn't hear myself. That's weird. Were you guys getting a reverb this whole time? I gotta run get some Cialis. Okay, dude. What caliber is your sniper? It's not really a sniper. It's an M1A. It can be used in a sniper capacity, I guess. It's in 30-06. Shotgun don't need a suppressor. The sound of a shotgun is soothing. Just curious, is there any gun law that you actually do agree with? Yes, penalization for parents and guardians who leave their guns out and little people get hurt. Penalties should be stiffer for people that are too stupid to teach their kids proper gun safety, as well as understanding how to not leave a gun in a place where a child can get it. I got my airsoft AK-47 and it said you can't have an airsoft in Minnesota. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. Maybe they mean you can't have it out in public. You can own them in Minnesota. You just might not be able to use them out there. Also, does it have an orange tip on it? Some states won't allow it if it doesn't have a lot of high-vis markings on it. Doesn't make sense for a crossbow to have 5 rounds. Most of the time you're using a crossbow as hunting. Not sure if you answered this. Any opinion on the Stoeger STR-9s? I know they're being priced on the cheap side and offering rebates. I have not put my hands on one to shoot it, so I don't have a real opinion. Sub $300 9, I'm sure it's okay. Bren light machine gun or Sten World War II guns? Never shot either one, but I kind of like the look of the Sten. Saying little people instead of children sounds like you're talking about midgets. Potentially I could be, because you can have a child that's also a midget, so actually little people is more inclusive. Stupid P-Apple deserves stupid laws. No, stupid people deserve punishment for being stupid. There's a difference between restricting gun ownership because a person is trying to get elected to office and trying to protect the safety of younger people. I live in Mass. The rest of you guys live in America, if you know what I mean. Yeah, we do. I hear that a lot from people that are stuck in Colorado and California, too. Here's what I'm going to tell to all of you. Move. Your best friend lost his life in 6th grade due to his friend, a younger kid, snagging his dad's pistol. Yep. And the little people are the ones that pay the price in that scenario. Do you know how to or like to play chess? Yeah, I can play chess. I don't know the name of like all the openings and the moves and all the stuff they do. I just like making the horsey go wee. Vote with your feet, guys. Don't live in a cuck state. That's offensive to those of us without feet, but I get what you're saying. Because you're saying the same thing I did. If your state doesn't listen to your values, your wants, your demands, then you're in a state that doesn't share your values and your beliefs and your commitments. Why some people dedicate themselves to living, breathing, and dying in one state or even one city. I know people. So where I used to work was Middletown, and the number of people that come in there that are from Middletown, born in Middletown, and don't leave Middletown is frankly staggering. Like, Middletown is like 15 minutes away from Winchester, and they talk like that's taking a 3-day trip on a fucking covered wagon. Oh, I never go up all the way there to Winchester. That's all the way up there. We can't go up there, too many people. Thinking about moving from Florida to Tennessee. Thoughts? It kind of seems like a lateral move. Always 20-25 guns. Sell anything this weekend? No, but I bought a Mosin Nagant off a guy. He called me today and then he hung up on me. I don't understand what's going on with that guy. Hey, Rod, what's up? In fact, I may only go 90 minutes tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I am so not feeling it. I am about to throw up. Do you play the banjo? No, that's West Virginia. Is it a good Mosin or a cheap transition Mosin? It's a Russian 1942 numbers matching Mosin. Saw you're short on the DWX finish. Was really considering buying one. How does it shoot? The gun shoots great. It's amazing. But man, the finish is terrible. My buddy is working on giving it a distressed and rusty look right now. And he says that it's... he said the finish, the slide material finish underneath the coating is terrible. I stay in Texas, but Florida stand your ground laws cover more of the people. So... I hate giving my 2 cents when it comes to self-defense shooting and shit like that. If you're genuinely in fear for your life and you're in a place where you're allowed to own a firearm, if you're generally fearing for your life and it's a good shoot and you get a good lawyer and you don't play YouTube games by refusing to do anything, if you're listening to a numbnut on YouTube who has 300,000 followers and you think that qualifies him to give you legal advice, by the way, I'm not qualified to give you legal advice. But if you listen to a YouTube guy and you shut your mouth and you go to jail and you get prosecuted, that's your own fucking fault. Get a good fucking lawyer. See you in a couple days. Absolutely, dude. Do you ever build any parts kits? Not me personally. I live in Florida. Can never be more thankful for our self-defense. I'm also a lawyer in Florida. Yeah, I get that, man. Honestly. Sure, stand your ground is awesome, but as American citizens, if we are law-abiding citizens with the right to carry firearms, you're carrying a firearm and you unfortunately are put into a situation where you literally have no other choice but to stand your ground, regardless of the state you're in, as long as it's a good, clean shoot and you have everything, all your I's crossed and your T's dotted, you'll be fine. What's your opinion on the current state of the NRA? They need a lot of work. In, when a lot of distributors dropped NRA exclusive guns and they're just calling them 2A guns. Mike Raffy is a better YouTube. Mike Raffy's cool, but he also stays in his lane. He's a personal injury lawyer, so good for him. If you shoot somebody in your home and they live, they can sue you, right? Well, I mean, technically anybody can sue anybody for anything. You could sue me right now because I'm not going a full 3 hours tonight. But yeah, I mean, technically somebody can, but here in the United States, again, as long as it's a good, clean shoot and you have a good lawyer, you'll be fine. Just don't shoot somebody in the back. But what if they're holding a gun like this? CWL says, what's up? American guns or Chinese guns? I'm more of a fan of American guns, but I do respect some Chinese build quality. What about Slab City, Nevada? I don't live in Slab City, so I don't have an opinion. American, yeah. You tell people you're only going till 10 and all these like half-hearted bitches run away. I feel like Sass is like testing me for something. Can you be one of the crew? Of course I can. I put the American flag on American-made t-shirts when I did my fucking swag, unlike all these fucktards that use, what is that t-shirt, Spring? Put the American flag on a Chinese t-shirt. Tyrone says, I'm still here, having fun with your stream title. What, the Here We Go Again? Yeah. Why are you only going till 10? I don't feel good. I feel like I'm going to throw up, and I don't feel like streaming when I feel like I'm going to throw up. Any tips on getting into the States illegally? No. Is that an M14? It's an M1A. Uh-oh. You can get nods for $200. That seems like a price. Hey! Firearms, firearms. You keep shit real and good information. Thank you. Dude, why so many people come here and play implicating crime, saying illegal things, or asking for criminal advice? YouTube! How's the bore on the Mosin, and can you say how much you paid for it? No, I'm not saying how much I paid for it, and the bore on it is very nice. Why are Buzzard AR is so cheap, and what's the cheapest I should buy? Radical Firearms, Diamondback, they're in the 500s. All of a sudden, I can't remember the name of it. Delton, they make an all aluminum one. It's because they're made out of mass-produced parts that aren't expensive. I congratulate you on going 2 hours or even going live at all when you're not feeling well. Well, last week I didn't go on Wednesday, so if I had skipped another day, I'd just be like dropping the ball. I shouldn't have eaten before I did the live. I do that every now and then. It's not a good thing. I have no tips. I'm an American citizen. I have a certificate that shows me as an American citizen. I actually don't have a birth certificate. I have a certificate of birth abroad. So yes, I've been training since I was born. I hope I never have to pull my gun in self-defense. I have guns because they're fun toys. Yep. Favorite wick from number 1. How many 9mm you got? Quite a few. Should Glock switch be legal? Nope. Just kidding. I don't give a shit, dude. They're a waste of money. If you've ever fired a full auto pistol, like a legal full auto pistol that runs good and isn't a shit Glock with a switch, they're not fun. You can't really control one unless you put a stock on it, and then you're just opening another can of worms. What's above the Star Wars blaster? A lightsaber. Why some of your guns disappeared? I just didn't feel like putting them all up. I keep all my guns secured when they're not on live streams. Opium laws won't allow me. Sucks. 1911s and 45 or 9 momomos. Either one doesn't matter to me as long as it's real. Eats up the barrel so fast. Yeah, I guess so. Appreciate you coming on and sharing your advice. Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. Like those of you that are not dipshits really make my night feel so much better. Nice touch with the lightsaber. It's up there because my buddy Alex has my DWX right now. He's working on distressing it. He's actually just making it look like total dog shit, just so I can have it in the collection looking like dog shit, but running really good. So, and he brought the lightsaber to show me what the fake rust would look like. So I gave him the go-ahead. Shot a full auto Uzi. It was expensive but fun. Nice. Yeah, it goes through ammo. Yep. Yeah, take a gun that cycles 1,100 rounds a minute and give it a 30-round mag. That doesn't seem fair. Opinions on 45 ACP and 10mm PCCs. They're viable. 10mm actually gets pretty good ballistics out of like a 16-inch barrel, so go for it. I'm trying so hard not to throw up, guys. Sorry. Do I EDC a 45 or a 9? I EDC a 45. Para-Ordnance Black Ops 1911. Thoughts on the Zastava Z-Pap? They're good. They're fine. I like Zastava stuff. What caliber is a rifle up top? 30-06. What Mosin you talking about? Go to Wind City Armory. It's posted up there. It's a 1942 Russian numbers matching. It is an import, so it's got markings on the receiver, but it's a pretty solid one. Picked it up over the weekend. You're not John Wick, but I wouldn't mess with your dog. Here's the thing. I'm not going to war over a dog, but I guess I don't have a wife that died of cancer that sent me a dog, so. Touch my Dodge. See what happens, motherfucker. When you practice shooting with a specific ammo brand and grain, do you try to stick with it? I stick with certain brands just because of their consistency. Like Stellar and Bellet has always been very consistent for practice ammo. Fiocchi, every now and then their quality dips. Magtech, again, has the same issue. But if I have a good experience with an ammo brand, I'm going to stick with it. I'm not the kind of guy that gives a shit about saving $1.50 on 50 rounds. I would rather have consistency over savings. If you're really not feeling well, you should rest instead of streaming. I can go till 10. It's only another 15 minutes. Got any shotguns? Yes. I actually don't have a 410 shotgun, though. I've got all 20 gauge and 12 gauges. Why use training ammo rather than the ammo I carry? Because carry ammo is expensive. You should definitely practice with carry ammo. But if you want to send 500 rounds down range, it gets expensive. So Federal HST is about $30 for 20 rounds. So if you extrapolate that out, you're spending 20. Let's say it's $30 and it takes 25 boxes. That's nearly $1,000. So whereas 1,000 rounds of training 9 is like $300. Got plans for the 4th? No, none at all. Do I carry hollow? Yes, I carry hollow points. Is 20 gauge a good substitute for 12? Not a substitute. It's an alternative if you can't handle 12 gauge recoil, though. You have a Garand? No. Most of your ammo is brandless, government surplus. My EDC is a 45 never 1911. Never had an issue with comfort. Just need a good holster. That's correct. Jack says right. Thanks. You're welcome, dude. But that is you definitely need to shoot your carry ammo, though. You need to make sure you understand how it shoots. Speaking about PCCs and 45, excessive barrel length can lead to diminishing returns for velocity due to powder burn. Yeah, don't go over 16-inch. Honestly, I would get like a 10.5-inch. Get like a CMMG Banshee or something. Just looked at the Mosin. Not going to say the price, but for the condition it's in, that's a good price. Seen shit ones that run for more than that. Yeah, it's pretty solid in my opinion. What's your thoughts on the Smith & Wesson 30 Super Carry? Man, that was a round that's dead. Came out during COVID, and Smith & Wesson and Nighthawk Customs were the only guys making guns for it. It was doomed to fail. What kind of scope is that on the M1A, and what version is it? It's a Leupold some or other, and I'm not sure exactly which version of the M1A it is. It's a buddy's gun, not mine. I was doing some work on it. Always carrying hollows, no other choice. Unless you live in a state like New Jersey, which banned hollow points for carry ammunition. You can practice with it and you can use it for home defense, but you can't carry hollow points in the state of New Jersey because some stupid fucking reason. Mostly running Federal, never bought a box of training ammo. Okay. Federal makes training ammo. If you're running Full Metal Jacket that comes in a box of 50 and it costs less than $30, you're using training ammo. What's the biggest risk you take when buying a Turkish shotgun? That it was put together right, because they basically reverse engineer more expensive guns and then find ways to build it at a lower price point. So you're just taking the chance that it's built correctly. It's the best gun if you had infinite money. Probably a green laser in the 50 kilowatt range. Dying Doll, yo, what's up, Nukem? Didn't mean to sound dumb, but what is a PCC? Pistol caliber carbine. So a rifle variant that shoots pistol caliber rounds, like a Sub 2K, Smith & Wesson's folding pistol caliber rifle, things like that. If you ever had a problem with Blazer ammunition, not a ton of them. If you're running the aluminum case stuff, you're going to run into some issues, but in general, Blazer's fine. Dude, M1A. They are poly-filled hollow points. I don't see a shot difference. Cool. Well, I'm happy for you, Edgar. What round is best for PCC? That's personal choice, man. Doesn't New Jersey require super heavy triggers for police duty weapons? I don't know about that one, Mikey. Would you be able to survive a zombie apocalypse? Hell no, I'm becoming a zombie day one. Dude, I'm just... doink. I'm zombieing it. What's the main reason for tracer rounds? To see where the rounds are going when fired under volley. They really don't do much in terms of short range semi-auto fire. When we stop calling pistol calibers, they become shot bone. When they are not available primarily in pistols. So like a BFR, big frame revolver shooting rifle caliber, that's fine. But when it shoots pistol caliber, when it's 5.7, 10 millimeter, 40 cal, 9 millimeter, whatever, those rounds were designed specifically for pistols, never designed for rifles. So that's when the line is. M1A is cool, but Garand is better. Shut up, Manus. The CZ Scorpion is awesome. 300 Blackout is not a pistol round. No, but an AR-15 with an under 16-inch barrel is technically classified as a pistol, and that's where he's going with it. McManus has what we call you're a loser syndrome. So if you're a loser, you carry antiquated technology, even though everything is technically antiquated. His lovingly cherished CZ guns are all based on John Moses Browning's designs. Literally everything's basically based on theirs. What do you think about Great Lakes? 1911 is concealed carry. Never shot a lot of their ammo. I heard that their stuff is not good. PCCs fulfill specific roles for missions. Only logic I could see for home defense is to avoid overpenetration. What if you just like shooting it? PCCs are great up to 100 rounds. A PCC, a CMMG Banshee, is going to be far more accurate than a comparable Glock, even at 34, at 100 yards, because you can... 300 blackouts in 16 inches are underrated. They kind of are, because that's not what the round was designed for. It was designed to be suppressed through a short barrel, so a lot of people sleep on the round because, again, it's an intermediate round. But it does shoot really well out of a 16-inch barrel. That's about the max for good velocity. My M1 carbine is way worth more than 100 rounds. So 30 carbine would not be a pistol cartridge. No, it was adapted to a pistol, kind of like 357 Magnum was adapted to 1911s. It is a carbine. It literally has carbine right in it. 100 yards, you're way out of outside pistol range and well into rifle range. Yeah, no. We're not doing this today. We're not doing this today. I'm not going to argue semantics with anybody. There are use cases for items. There are non-use cases for items. Everybody has their opinion. Every one of your people that has an opinion, including myself, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. Everybody use them. And most of yours stink. Mine smells like potpourri. The octopus juggled pineapples while singing the national anthem of a toaster. What? Awesome. I operated under the assumption that M1 carbines were like the original PCCs. No. They were just a 30 cal shorter round compared to like running an M1 Garand and stuff. Can we all agree that the MP5 is a goat? It's a gun that was originally created in 1967, and it has the same kind of fervor as a 1911. I will say that for a roller delayed blowback gun, it is one of the best. How long did it take you to become expert level firearms knowledge? I'm learning every day, Paul. There's a lot of things I know a lot about because they cover guns that I'm interested in personally. There's a lot of things I don't know. Long guns, I am absolutely stupid when it comes to most long guns, just because long guns are not my style. Also, shout out to Fusion Firearms. If you guys are watching this, thank you. I got the notification that you finally sent my guns. Can't wait to play with them. You sell any merch? Nope. Not right now. I was selling these shirts, but they're all sold out. When I do another run, I'm going to produce the shirts before I announce it. Oh, shit. Yeah, I got to send those back. Lol. Yeah. Also, wait till you see what I'm doing to the DWX, dude. It's going to look like shit. I can't wait. It's going to be glorious. Banana lawyers don't negotiate with invisible raccoons on Tuesdays. But they take depositions on Wednesday mornings between 9 and 4 a.m. M1 carbines were used to replace 1911s for certain roles like medics, truck drivers, artillerymen, and tank crews. Makes sense. For an AR, I would say 6.8 SPC is where it's at. Interesting round. I've never shot it, but I've seen it on the shelf in the box. Not a long gun guy. Sorry. I do need to get a Ruger SFAR, though. I think that would be like my 308 truck gun, a 16-inch one. Yo, why are you going to carry a 16-incher in your trunk? Dude, don't listen to YouTube. Paras, too. Paras what? Oh, yeah, for Paracruise. Never understood the stress look, sort of like purposely ripping hole in denim pants. I do that, too. The reason I'm doing it, Mikey, is because the finish on my DWX is so freaking trash right now that I hate it, and I was going to sell it for $1,500, and all these losers that were like, oh, I'll give you $1,000, wouldn't come up to $1,500 for a $2,400 gun because it had a scratch on it. Y'all can go fuck yourselves, and I'm making it distressed. Go to WinCityArmory.com, dude. You can look at the guns I have for sale. I don't like fake wear. I would rather own a gun with a story than a fake patina. It has a story. I fake patinaed it because if I didn't fake patina, my next step to make it look bad was I was going to take it to the range and literally throw it 100 times on camera. So I would rather maintain its shootability because the gun shoots phenomenally rather than risk damaging the gun. So I'm having it done like that on purpose so that I maintain its functionality without damaging its looks or without damaging its. I want to maintain functionality while making it look like shit because Dan Wesson sent the 2025 DWXs out in an almost unfinished state, in my opinion, and it deserves what it looks like. You know what they say, the longer the gun, the smaller the range that you have to cover because it has better muzzle velocity. What do you think about California's neutered ARs and how people have had to revert back to clips? I think California should suffer one large earthquake event and break off and fall into the ocean. I missed that. Who can fuck themselves? All the people I offered the DWX to for $1,500 have said no. I didn't offer it to you, so it doesn't matter. What do you think about the old lighter under the front sight trick on old 1911s? What's that trick? Bros, why aren't you in Alaska? Get to the chopper. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. You ever taken a significant loss in selling a gun? Absolutely. I've done it on purpose a few times. Because I've either hated a gun that much or I just didn't give a shit that much. Technically, one of the biggest losses I took was in buying a Chiappa M922. I paid $400. This was back in 2017 for a M922, and I got 8 rounds out of it before it broke, and screw Chiappa. You can always tell which brands will never send me a gun. I will never get a gun from Staccato. I will never get a tester from Terran Tactical. I will never get a gun from Chiappa. And I'll never get a gun from Glock. And in the interest of full disclosure, the companies that do send me guns, I insult them just as much. Like the Darien 9, I fucking said that their sights look like they came from the Amazon Basics store, and they're still sending me a gun upper. Well, the lighted front sight to deposit a layer of soot supposedly leads to better target acquisition. I personally have never heard of that. That's interesting. You, McManus, you can fuck themselves. Yeah, no, so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't offer it to you. I think because you would have said no anyways. Oh my God, I remember you. Glock will bring you to the dark side. Glock will bring you to the dark side because you're going to spend $1,000 building a $400 gun. So where somebody had an extended takedown pin on the AR-15 so they can pop the upper receiver open to change mags. I have seen that. I've seen that. Also, for when you have one that is where you have to open it to feed it. Yep. I love how 50% of active chat is mods. That's just the way today is. I don't know what's going on today. Probably everybody can sense that I feel like shit. I'm the Glock, I'm the Glock, I'm the Glock, I'm the Glock. You will go and do whatever I want to. How many Zippo letters you have? Like 3? Whew. Only a few more minutes, guys. A few more minutes. Did you see what I sent you on Twitter about my buddy's DWX? No, I don't actually follow Twitter, Colby. I have an X, but I don't really follow it. Just not interested. They look and function cool, but the TS2 is superior. Yeah, I knew that's what you were going to say anyways, McManus. Don't worry about it, dude. You said you were downsizing your collection, so the odds of you buying a gun that you didn't really care for was small. Even though it is owned by CZ, it wasn't. It's not my favorite gun, and I doubt it would be your favorite gun. I know how your brain thinks, McManus. Don't worry about it. I got you. Mods are the coolest. Mods are the foolest. There's that for sure. Yeah, pretty much. Also, I'm going to dox you right now. McManus's full name is Jebediah Theodorus McManus. He lives in Alberta, Canada. He's been lying for his entire life about what he is and where he is and what he does. He's not actually in America. He communicates through a third party. He's actually the world's smallest albino car salesman. Why is April 17th, 2017 tattooed on your arm? That is the day I died. Must have married his cousin. His cousin said no. McPersonus. I go by JT, though. I'm going to call you that from now on, bro. You guys got my titty pic on your phones. I'm calling you guys frickin' JT. I'm currently in possession of stolen firearms. How come you didn't go live yesterday? Because I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, son. Bro, you're the man. How do you not have 100,000 watchers? Love you, bro. Because of the way I grew this channel, I've been asked this before, and the simple answer is I made some funny shorts videos that exploded the channel. I made one video that has 9 million views of me just taking apart a Walther PPK, and it has 9 million views. 135 or 136,000 of my 183,000 subs come from the shorts. That's the reason why. Oh, wow, where'd your collection go? I didn't feel like putting it all up, kids. I have the titty pic on my safe, too, and about a half dozen signs around town. You know, I've given them out to a bunch of people. Apparently, there's a lot of places in Virginia that now have those stickers, and Ohio. Trying to downsize, but he stole my CZ. You can't really say no to a free gun, though, Stone. All right, let me do a quick walkthrough, and then I'm going to end it. So, they try to take your guns, and I try to say they were stolen the other night. How well do you think that will work? Good luck. Jedediah McNanith versus Josh. Who would win? Me. Six Saber. So that's actually what I want to show you guys. So I'm going to have him. He's going to send me a picture of it distressed, but you can see that's actually a patinaed rust look. I want him to kind of do that on my gun, but I really just wanted a distressed look to start with, but he said the finish is so terrible, it might look better with the rusty look. So I think I'm going to have a rusty DWX, just for fun. While I continue to support all your videos. Thank you, Rick. Still can't fight. Got to depend on guns. I will absolutely, Tom Papa. I have guns. Why the fuck do I need to fight? Unless we're in an argument that deserves a fist fight. If you and I are in an argument that deserves a fist fight and you can kick my ass, then I deserve the ass whooping because I probably shouldn't have picked a fight with you. But if you pull up on me with a gun and I've got a gun, I'm not going to try to go, hey, let's go fisticuffs, and then you pop me. So, you know, situation dictates reactions, motherfucker. Probably could have gotten that finish just walking around with it in a holster. It's a stainless, so unless you really damage it, I'm not going to be able to get it that rusty right away. Plus, I'm trying to keep the functionality of the gun without having to sacrifice. I want to sacrifice the look without sacrificing the shootability of the gun. Night, Joe. Hope you feel better. Sorry, Mouse. I am out. I feel like shit. I did an hour and a half, and I'm going to go to bed. Sorry, dude. It's a lightsaber. I'm having my DWX refinished to look distressed like that. If somebody wants to bribe me into staying, $50 will keep me on live for another hour. So, otherwise I'm leaving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya. Bye. Shit, I didn't hit it.